us first to understand about the coronavirus particles position mathematically, and both its kinetic and potential energy density functions along the touched infected surfaces. This is a graph representing the coronavirus wave function, and the probability of finding the coronavirus particles position along the touched infected surfaces at a certain state of virus energy conservation, denoted by this psi squared, between point A and B at a certain point along the x-axis. I'm giving it to you through the following virus normalization conditioning formula. PCVX into parentheses A comma B is given by integrating the norm squared delta x is equals to 1, meaning the probability of finding the coronavirus particles position at a certain state of positive constants between point A and B is given by integrating the norm squared, in our case the coronavirus energy conservation wave function squared, by its first changing position along the x-axis, and from the entire domain the probability distribution density function of finding this coronavirus particles position at a given space and time continuum is equals to 1, meaning one place we don't know where it is, where it might be, or where it should be, but we are 100% sure that this coronavirus particle exists at some point in the given space. Let me further expand it to you for an easy understanding. I by h bar by partial psi with respect to its position is given by v psi x plus into parentheses second partial of psi with respect to its first changing position along the x-axis squared by negative h bar squared with respect to m, which is a root product of mass and acceleration, that is from equation of motion given by change squared x with respect to change in time squared, is the sum of I is equals to 1 to n by the environmental interactions, that is by coughing, handshaking, moving, touched infected objects, generally depending on the position x at the time of eruption t, meaning this virus total conserved energy given by I, which is the square root of negative 1 from the complex numbers, by Planck constant, which is 6.626 times 10 to the power negative 31 meters squared, by the first changing wave function of this coronavirus with respect to its changing position, first changing position, is given by coronavirus potential energy operator plus coronavirus kinetic energy operator, meaning I by h bar by d by dt into parentheses psi x is greater than Hamiltonian operator into parentheses psi x, meaning the coronavirus energy conservation wave function at a certain point along the x-axis is changing with time in a very specific way depending on the total energy operator, that is the kinetic energy operator plus potential energy operator of this virus, of that energy conservation of that virus at a certain point along the x-axis, and by concluding with Heisenberg uncertainty principle that states that change in momentum by change in position is greater than or equal to Planck constant h bar with respect to 4 pi, meaning the more accurately we try to see this coronavirus particles momentum, the less accurately we know its position in space, and if we can never know where that thing is.
If I stay with you, if I'm choosing wrong, I don't care at all.